how to customize Shopify Spotlight theme. Hello guys and welcome back to today's video. In today's video, we will be showcasing and demonstrating how you will be able to customize every single part of your Shopify Spotlight theme that we will be utilizing in today's video. Now, as you can see right now on our screen, we're currently on our Shopify homepage. And to start everything up, we're first going to actually set up and install the Spotlight theme inside of Shopify. Now, when you first create your store, this is what you're going to see, all this setup guide over here. And over here on the left side, you will be able to notice you have your sales channel. Now, the sales channel is very important. This is where you will be able to view your online store or your POS or point of sale. So to change or to view the different themes currently installed in Shopify. So also, by the way, the Spotlight theme is going to be found here. The theme is basically the design of your website or what it looks like. So let's open our online store over here and let us zoom out a bit over here. And as you can see, these are the themes. Now, the default theme that will typically be installed on a Shopify store is the Dawn theme, as you can see here. So most people are actually creating a tutorial on how they will be able to customize the Shopify Dawn theme. And so we're going to be doing the same, but this time with Spotlight and showing you everything you could play around with and what the Spotlight theme looks like and how you will be able to change different things here and there. So to view the other themes, or specifically to view Spotlight and install it, simply scroll down a bit over here. You will be able to see here popular free themes. Of course, the theme that we will be playing around with today is a free theme, so you're not going to worry about paying anything because there are some other Dawn or other Shopify themes out there that are actually paid, and that is not something everyone can afford. So we have here our Spotlight by Shopify over here. This is like a preview over here. So let's get this started by simply clicking on add over here. And there we go, it's going to load. And so you're just going to wait for a few seconds for everything to update. There we go. It's currently in our theme library. In the theme library, basically, this is where you will be able to find different types of themes, different themes that you have added based on this free themes over here or from the theme store, which is something you will be able to see here. There's over 40 or 80 free and paid professionally made design themes over here. But after that, after finding a good theme that you want, it will appear over here in the theme library, which then you could click on publish. There we go. And it will replace the current theme, which is the Shopify Dawn theme. By clicking on publish, there we go. We are now using the Spotlight instead of the Dawn theme. That is typically what our cell phone or our Shopify store are using. So after that, you can click on the three dots over here. These are the different things that you will be able to do with this specific theme. You will be able to preview it. So let's preview it right now so that you guys have an idea on what our theme currently looks like or our store currently looks like. Oh, this one is the wrong one, unfortunately. I accidentally opened the Dawn theme. So right now we have the Spotlight. So let's click on the three dots, click on preview, and let's see and explore our store right now. So as you can see, it's very simple, very minimalistic and straightforward. We have our store over here, our products, our cards over here on the top, search bar. And you could view a specific product. Right now, we can't really view right now because we don't have an existing product on our Shopify store. I will add a product later on so that you could actually view it as well. So this is what it looks like. So let's go and play around with it. You could rename it also if you want. You could rename this entire thing. There we go. You could rename the Spotlight. Maybe you could name it a different something else or a different name. For example, you have customized it a lot and you now want it to be a unique name for your own store or the theme. So maybe you could do something like this, updated or something like that. It all depends on you. You could save or change the names of the different themes currently installed on your Shopify store. And as you can see, it's going to say updated. So you could duplicate it, download the theme file, or edit the code. The code is specifically for programmers who have experience in actually editing the design of a website based on code. So you will have, of course, more freedom specifically if you are a programmer. But for us, let's assume that we are a normal person, a normal user who is trying to customize their Spotlight theme. So let's simply click on Customize over here, which will redirect us to another page where mostly the area where we will be able to start working on our different parts of our store. So right now, this is the most basic store. It has the top section, which is the header, and the featured collection over here, which is part of a template. So important things to remember here. Over here on the left side, you have three bolded section over here. You have your footer, which is of course the foot section over here. You have the template, which is the body, or basically the content of your website. And then you have your header over here, which is basically the top. There are a lot of things that you will be able to modify here. For example, right now, this is currently the homepage, by the way. You could check out over here based on this section or based on this section over here. So this is very important to know where these or what these indicates, especially if you have a lot of pages. So you could change through the different pages by clicking on the home page on the top, and you will be able to see all the different options that you have over here. You have card, checkouts, and other items that you have. So over here, let's say we want to modify our home page, the design wise. Actually here, if you want more content, if this feels empty and boring, this is where you will be able to modify it. So let's start with the header. For example, I want to change the header. It's very plain, very empty, very boring. It's very minimalistic. So you can click on the header over here. You could click on this icon over here, which will allow you to add a block inside of the header, or you could add another section inside of the header or beside the header. So let's try out blocks. Now right now, there's no other blocks that would allow you to add to headers. So this is just for formality's sake, or it's a feature that is available for all of the sections, despite or whether it doesn't matter if there is no actual item or actual block for it. It will still be available because there's this section called apps. So sometimes apps or extra features added to your Shopify store will offer extra customization on your different products or your different customization. So that is something you will find here as well. But if you don't have anything just like this, you could just simply ignore this part. So you could minimize this. And let's move on to the next section, which is this one, add section. If you click on add section, right now, as you can see, we have two sections, announcement bar or a custom liquid. Now, custom liquid is more customizable. Basically, a custom liquid is a section where you could actually add a code. So if we open this custom liquid over here, you can simply add snippets or codes over here for advanced customization of your design. So for example, I have like a code over here about a design or like your own custom notification bar over here. If you want, you could paste the code over here and you will be able to add it into your store. Let's delete this for now. If you want to delete a specific section, you can simply either click on the delete button or you could hide it if you want, just like that. So let's delete it and let's actually add an announcement bar. Now that's the other option that we have. And as you can see, we have our announcement bar. If you want to modify the content, you could bring down this drop bar once again. Click on the text and now you could change here. So let's say by now, 10% off. Something like that. And then you could add a link over here if you want. So depending on what actual product are you currently having a promo of, you could add like the specific link here by selecting the products. Of course, the products will be under products, and then you could simply select the product or the specific product that is currently under 10% off. Right now, the only option is all products because obviously I didn't add any product at all in real life. So going back, now you could add more announcement over here if you want. You could add another announcement just like that, and instead of appearing below here, it will actually appear on this section. Like you could now move around and it will change text eventually every now and then, something like that. And that is something that's going to appear. So it's not going to disappear, or it's not going to add another section here, but it's going to add more text to display, as you can notice by the arrows over here. You could also do the same thing that we have just been doing, but this time with the template section or the body of your website. So now this one, it has more content into it. So right now we're currently having the featured collection, but if you click on add section, as you can see, there will be a lot a lot more items to choose from over here. So you could fill your website with as many information or as many sections as you want. So for example, after this featured collection, you want to talk about the collection list. And there we go. It will be added over here just like that, very easily. Now we no longer have only the featured collection, but also some collections over here. You can even change the specific text over here. So let's say if you're selling a specific product with a specific theme, so let's say summer, something like that, then you will be able to change this like that, and then the text will appear. Then you can change it to large or small heading, and then you could add image ratio dependencies over here. So you could add adapt to image. So depending on the image that you have, it will adapt to that. So for me personally, I would use the square. There's a lot of settings here that you could play around with. You can check out the number of columns on the desktop. As you can see, it will change so that the number of items that you have here will depend. So let's go with the default one for now. There's other options over here as well. You could enable view all button, which will allow them to view the entire collection instead of just viewing the selected items. And there's also a mobile layout over here that you can check out. If you want to view it on a mobile, you can notice over here in the top right, you can actually view it in between. So this is what it looks like on a mobile phone right now. Go back to desktop. Now, as you can notice, there were a lot of other options over here. So you're not really limited by anything. You could add as many as you want. As you can see here, collage, multi-column, multi-row. So you could either add like the product itself with information or without information. It all depends on your preference, of course. There's also some email sign up, contact form, and even videos that you could add or even blog posts. So there's a lot here. There's a total of 17 sections that you could actually add. In the footer, it's basically the same thing, just like that. So you have a lot of freedom and customization over here. Now, if you click over here, or if you look over here on the left side, you have sections and you have theme settings over here. If you click on theme settings, you will be able to see more settings for your store. As you can see, there's logos, colors, typography, layouts, animations, buttons, variant bills, and many more over here. So there's a wide range of things that you could actually change and customize. So for example, we have logos over here. If you have a logo for your store, you can easily upload it over here. But for us, we don't have a logo. So let's select a random one for now. Let's go choose from the staff favorites over here. So let's see, our logo is maybe this one. Select. And now there we go. We have our logo over here, and that's going to appear over here. It's going to replace whatever information was on this section. So you could also change the width over here. There we go. It's now 50 pixels. So there we go. You're going to have to wait for it to update. Or you could even go up to 300 pixels just like this, if your logo has a lot of information that you want people to see. You can also add a favicon icon over here if you want. So that's that for the logo section. You could also change the colors of our store. So if you don't like black and white or like this color right now, you could change the schema. We have a lot of schemas over here, 1 to 5. So you could choose which one you want. But this depends on the different outputs. So as you can see here, you can customize. So these are schemas being applied all throughout our online store. So for example, the first part right now, schema 1. I think this is schema 1, or was it schema 2? You could change different things. So for example, the background, let's actually go and check if it will change. Make it darker. So it's not the schema 2. So let's go with the schema 1 over here. Let's make it darker. There we go. It will change depending on the color that you want. So you could customize the color of your website based on the schema area over here. You can also change the font if you're interested in changing the font. There's a lot of different fonts over here. As you can see here, maybe you want to have a font, maybe this one, or Anonymous Pro. Click on select, and it's going to change the font just like that. You can increase the font scale. As you can see here, just like that. It's going to get bigger. Let's make it smaller for now. You can also change the font of the body. Now, it's separated. As you can see, it is a font for the headings and font for the body. So that's actually a really cool thing, so that you could have different fonts for different sections of your website. So that's interesting to play with as well. And similarly with the body, oh no, there's no option for the footer. So you just have the header and the footer. You can also play around with the layouts over here. Layouts is basically like padding. So if you want the width of your website to be bigger or smaller, you can change around that. The spacing between template section, you could also add. So you can see here, these are two templates. So if you want to add some space, you could simply do that, as you can see. And the spacing will get bigger. And then there's grids as well that you can play around with. This all depends on the content of your website. So when you're playing around with this, I suggest that you already figure out what different sections you want to add on the template or the body section of your website, so that you're not going to have a hard time figuring out the different other sections. So there's also animations over here. You have a hover effect. You could do a vertical lift or a 3D lift if you want. So when someone hovers on a specific item, it's going to lift. There's also bottom settings over here, thickness, opacity, corner radius, and many more. Variant fields, inputs, product cards. It's basically a lot of settings that you will be able to play around with. So maybe like the social media bar over here as well. You could put in this section, this is where you will be able to put in your different socials. So if you have a Facebook link or Facebook page, you could put it here. Instagram page, you could put it here, the link, of course. YouTube page, put it here, or YouTube channel, TikTok, all of this other platforms over here as well is available. You can also play around with your cart, as you can see here. So, for example, you're done with this section, you're done with the first page. You can now also edit different parts of your website, such as products. So, for example, I would like to modify a product page. So right now we don't have a product, so let's actually go back, leave page, and let's add a random product for now. Add product. There we go. Let's go with test t-shirt as our sample. Click on save. There we go. And now this is an active product. There we go. We have a test product t-shirt over here. So now we're going to go back to our online store. Let's wait for this to load. Click on customize once again. And as you can see in our store, we actually have this t-shirt that we just added to our product now appearing on our store, and not just the random as different items that we are seeing earlier over here, like this one's over here. We are no longer seeing this sample outputs over here, but now we have a actual one over here. Now we didn't save the other one, so unfortunately we no longer have the section over here. So we could easily add it again with the add section over here, like the collection list, just like that. And there we go, it's back. And then over here, by the way, you could collect or choose the collection that you are trying to sell over here, as you can see, just like that. So let's continue with what I said earlier. So let's go with products and say product. There we go. Now this is the product page of Spotlight. So now you could play around with this. You could change the different things. Maybe you don't want the option description to be displayed. I could delete that. You don't want the share to be displayed. I could delete that as well. Variant picker, that is dependent, or that depends on the option. And right now I don't see photo, so let's click on add block. And over here you can see all the different items that we have. So we have inventory status if you want. As you can see, you could add another information like a pop-up, I guess. There we go. You have a pop-up over here, pop-up link text. You could add that as well. You could select the page that you want to pop up, all of those information. Delete that, and many more. So you can check out different items over here, explore it on your own as well, and check out the different information that you will be able to do. There's also a related products section over here. Right now we don't have any product that are aside from the t-shirt that we just added, and we haven't really connected it to others, so there's nothing, and it will not appear on the other sections as well. But that's that. You can do the same thing with the footer. Now, the same concept applies to all of these pages over here. You will be able to do whatever you want with the same process. It's a very user-friendly, beginner-friendly template or beginner-friendly user interface. So you're not going to be doing new things for each page, but basically the same settings, the same options, and the same methods of modification. Now, after making your modifications, ensure that you click on save over here on the top right, and avoid doing what I did earlier where I just exited, because it's nothing that you have done will be saved. So that's basically it, guys. That is how you will be able to modify and create your Spotlight theme with Shopify. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.